Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and I recently posted a video talking about how I put on 30 pounds of muscle in 1 year naturally with just food. I will include a link to that in the description down below. This is a follow-up video to that. I want to talk about fasting because this is another really big lifestyle change that I have made. And so I want to talk about what fasting actually is, the benefits of fasting, and how you can get into fasting in a practical sense. With that being said, let's get into it. Let's first talk about what fasting actually is. A quick definition would be abstaining from something for a set period of time. And so we will be focusing on food fasting in today's video, but you can fast for more than just food. You can do a video game fast. You can do a television fast. You can do a social media fast. I mean, you can even fast from work and from being at home. We call those vacations, right? That might blow some of your minds. A vacation is literally just fasting from being at work and being at home. Now, food fasting is the topic of today's video. There are three main types that I see. There is a water fast, there is a specified food fast, and then there is just a fast from food altogether. And here's what these look like. So a water fast is abstaining from water. Now this is the shortest duration of all of the types of fast because, well, depending on the climate that you live in, it can be as short as 24 hours where you gotta drink water or you're gonna have major health issues. Or, some places you can stretch it out to 2 to maybe 3 days. Definitely would not recommend that. And I'll just tell you the truth right at the beginning of the video. I don't participate in water fasts. I'll talk about that in the next section as to why. But this is the shortest duration that some people will participate in. The next one is going to be just a fast from food altogether in terms of duration, right? So this will be just not eating food for a specific set of time. And then during this fast, people will still typically take vitamins and electrolytes and then also consume water. And then the last type of fast is just abstaining from specific types of food for a set time. And this is the longest period fast. This is where people might do this for months or even a year at a time because you're still eating food. So even though you're technically fasting because you're abstaining from a specific type of food, you're eating other foods, so that's going to be able to make it so the fast can last a lot longer. Let's now talk about the benefits of the different types of fasting. We'll start with the water fast, which is something that I don't really participate in all that much. And the biggest reason is the benefits are basically psychological and spiritual, and I would say that you can get all these benefits from fasting from food. And the water fasting is basically just dehydrating yourself. Now, that being said, I have a lot of friends that participate in different religious traditions, and two of which I will mention, Catholics and Latter-day Saints. A lot of my friends that are Catholic and Latter-day Saints will abstain from food and water for 12 to 24 hours before they participate in, with Catholics it's the Eucharist, or Latter-day Saints it is the sacrament on Sunday. They basically want their bodies to be completely empty, and that the first thing that they consume is, again, with Latter-day Saints, the sacrament, and then with the Catholics, the Eucharist. And so, again, big benefits when it comes to mental toughness, denying yourself for 12 to 24 hours of anything whatsoever, and obviously the spiritual benefits as well. Outside of that, though, integrating on a regular basis, it's not something that I'm too keen on because you're basically just dehydrating yourself. You feel like crap. You feel really tired. So let's now talk about the benefits of food fasting. Now, this is the fasting that excites me the most because dehydrating yourself is absolutely miserable. And like I said, it can get dangerous really fast. So you got to do your research and you got to take things very slowly if you decide to do water fasts, which, like I said, I personally do not participate in those. So the first type of food fasting is just abstaining from different types of foods. What this could look like is going vegan for a week or going carnivore for a week, or you could do it for a few weeks as well. It could be just cutting out cheese, or maybe you're just cutting soda out of your diet but still eating the normal diet. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this type of food fasting. The benefits are, first off, it just gives your body a break, which I think is very important. And what this could look like is, someone like myself that lifts weights all the time, I eat a lot of red meat, I eat a lot of meat in general. Taking a break from eating meat every so often can be really good to give my body a chance to digest what I currently have and to give my organs some, a little bit of a break from all of the protein. But then I also eat vegetables and fruit, and giving your body a break from having to digest the fiber and the sugar matrix and everything that's in the fruit and the vegetables, it's also nice. And so There's a lot of different ways that you can do this, and really it's just the big benefit is it gives your body a break in different ways. It can help expose food allergies that you might have or food intolerances that you might have as well. And then on top of that, again, it just builds a little bit of mental toughness. Now, I want to put a disclaimer that you need to be very careful with this type of fasting. We live in a world where people are going to extremes and people are very obsessive. We have we have carnivore cultists, we have vegan cultists, and I will call them cultists. Eating a purely vegan diet or eating a purely carnivore diet makes absolutely no sense. Study human history, right? And then study prehistory as well. And what you'll find is humans have been omnivores from the start. We've eaten vegetables, we've eaten fruit, we've eaten grain, we have eaten meat from the start. We are not meant to just eat meat. We're not meant to just eat vegetables. A balanced diet is what makes the most logical sense. And so just going carnivore for like 6 months, 12 months, like yes, it's possible, but is it the best idea? Not necessarily. Again, I would say that doing these over a short period of time and building up incrementally would probably be the best idea, just to make sure that you don't put yourself in a situation where you have some sort of health crisis because of this extreme diet that you have gone to. Something else to note is there is going to be an acclimation period with this type of fasting. Like let's say you do a carnivore diet. If you go from eating like a well-balanced diet to only eating meat, like everything's going to be weird. When you go to the bathroom, it's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable. And then when you leave that diet and go back to eating a balanced diet, there's going to be another acclimation period. Something that I hear from carnivores all the time is, well, I went to the carnivore diet. I felt really good after the acclimation period, but then I tried to integrate foods again and I got sick. And it's like, well, of course you got sick. All of the bacteria that digests fruit and vegetables and everything else that's not meat is gone from your gut at that point. You have to rebuild your microbiome. And so there's going to be an acclimation period with this type of fasting. There's my soapbox opinion on that. And this now leads us into the benefits of no food fasting. Now, this is the fasting that I personally participate in the most. I'll give you guys my fasting schedule at the end of the video. What this looks like is no food, water, basically, and salt is all you consume. Some people take vitamins. I personally just do water and salt when I'm doing this type of fast. Now, when it comes to duration, this one can actually be for a pretty long period of time. I will regularly go without food for 36 hours, 12 hours, like that's just normal for me at this point. That's the closest interval I have between meals, but I'll also do it for several days. Like right now, I'm like day 2.5 of 3 to maybe 5. I always feel it out when I do these longer term fasts. But the benefits of going without food is it first off gives your body a complete break. Like if you go on a carnivore diet or a vegan diet, it'll give your body somewhat of a break, but you're still digesting food. Whereas if you only are consuming water and salt, your body doesn't have to digest anything, so your body has to start consuming itself. And you can read all the scientific literature on the benefits of this, but what I can tell you is it just feels like you get a chance to rest. The other benefits that I see is it definitely makes your body a lot more physically tough. Like right now, it's 20 degrees in this garage. You guys probably couldn't tell because I'm in a t-shirt, but I don't know what it is about this diet, but for some reason, it makes me way less sensitive to just any sort of pain, whether it's temperature, right, with super hot, super cold, or with any other sort of pain that happens in weightlifting, or if you stub your toe, for example, it just doesn't hurt as much. It's really weird that happens, but it seems to help out with the pain tolerance thing, and I think it's just more of like a mental toughness thing overall. And again, that goes along with the whole self-denial side of things when it comes to the benefits of fasting. And then the next thing I've noticed with this type of fasting over the other types is it helps me recover way more. The more that I go without food, the better I recover from my lifting. And this is something that I think is really weird. When you look at the science, it basically says that when you eat food, your testosterone goes up. When you stop eating food, testosterone goes down, but then human growth hormone, HGH, goes up naturally while you're fasting. And so I'm wondering if that is part of what's helping out the recovery. Is everything gets out of your digestive tract, so then your organs can take a break. And then your body has this HGH that it doesn't grow muscle, it just maintains muscle. And so again, the science on it's still a little bit confusing at this point, but what I can tell you is just better recovery. I have much better recovery when I do the no food fasting. Now, I quickly want to summarize everything before I give you guys my fasting schedule and then give my advice on how you can get into fasting if it's something that you want to try out. So it gives your body a break. I think this is super important. If you're eating food all the time, your organs never get a break. It's nice to give your body a break from digestion. And again, you just look into the literature. It reduces your chance of getting all sorts of diseases because your body can get rid of all of the dead wood, so to speak, that it is currently carrying. Gives your body a break. It builds lots of toughness. And it helps out with recovery a massive amount. I have found that my ability to recover from my intense weightlifting sessions has improved massively with the increase in fasting that I am doing. And then it actually can help you manage your weight a lot better. And here's what I mean. Prior to fasting, if I wanted to gain, lose, or maintain weight, it was really hard to kind of like fine tune it. Whereas now, if I want to lose weight, all that I have to do is just not eat grains. That's it. If I don't eat grains, my body will start going down in weight. If I want to gain weight, I have to just add grains, or the other thing I can do is just add a little bit of milk, whole milk every single day, and then my weight will increase. And if I want to maintain it, then just a little bit of grain, right? Not a lot, just a little bit, and that'll kind of maintain my body weight. So I found that it's been a lot easier to do all of that. Don't get obsessive over it. That's something, like I said throughout the video, it's a theme. People can get really obsessive over this stuff. I would just kind of take a relaxed approach. So my fasting schedule, here's what my current fasting schedule is. So for 5 weeks, I have the same schedule every single week, and this is while I am working out. And what it looks like is I have food on Saturday morning and Saturday night, and Saturday is a workout day, by the way. And then I don't eat for the entirety of Sunday. I eat my first meal on Monday morning, and then I have dinner Monday night. Monday is also a workout day. And then I have breakfast on Tuesday morning. Tuesday is also a workout day, but I do not eat dinner on Tuesday. I then fast until Wednesday evening. Wednesday I don't go to the gym. I do other stuff, but that's not like a main workout day. So Wednesday evening is the next time that I eat. And then I eat on Thursday morning, Thursday evening. Thursday is another workout day. And then I don't eat for the entirety of Friday. My next meal is going to be Saturday morning. So this is 3 fasts during the week that are 36 hours each. On top of that, the days, you probably noticed, the days that I am eating, I have 12-hour intervals between each meal. So my body is in a slight fast all the time, and then I'm in a larger fast for most of the week, right? 36 hours 3 times a week is a lot of fasting, but I found that it's worked really well with recovery. Now, I have a deload week, so 5 weeks on, and then I have a deload week where for the week I don't go to the gym at all. I give myself a break from the gym and give my body a break to recover. And this is when I'll do a longer term fast like what I'm doing right now, where I will go without food for 3 to 5 days, basically just salt and water for those days. I do integrate a little bit of honey as well. And this is where I feel like my body has a huge chance to just recover, not worry about food whatsoever. And because I do a lot of really heavy weightlifting, it also gives my nervous system a chance to recover, not having to worry about digesting. I've noticed that my nervous system recovers a lot faster than it did prior to me doing this type of fasting. Now, finally, if you want to get into fasting, what I would recommend is small steps. Again, people in today's world want to just dive headfirst and they get super obsessive about one thing, and you notice that they just ping pong from one thing to another. It's not sustainable whatsoever. So one of the easiest ways is to just cut something out of your diet. Don't change how you eat whatsoever, just cut one thing out of your diet. So if you're a heavy soda drinker, for example, or if you eat like, I don't know, like top ramen, I don't know, something that's super processed, then just cut it out of your diet. And if you have to replace it with something else, like if you have to replace soda with juice, right? Not perfect, but probably a little bit better depending on the juice, of course. Then do that, and that'll kind of get you into the mindset of fasting. And once you get this under your belt, then you can kind of increase it where you're not going without food, but you're learning how to deny yourself and to be less obsessed with having to have food all the time. And then eventually you can transition into setting very strict parameters to where you cut off your eating, where you aren't going without food, right? But you say, okay, 6 o'clock, no more food until breakfast the next morning. So then that's a mini fast, right? And then once you've integrated that, then you can go, okay, well, I'm gonna eat breakfast and I'm not gonna eat until breakfast the next day. Then you have 24 hours. And then you can I would say just slowly build up from there. And understand that this is going to take not even just weeks, like this will take months and potentially a year plus for you to really be able to fully integrate this and get this under your belt, depending on what your dietary habits are, what your lifestyle habits are, all of that. And so I would just take that kind of approach to fasting and understand that there is going to be an acclimation period as you're doing this. You're going to feel a little bit drained of energy initially, but once you get used to it, you'll actually have way more energy than you had prior to fasting. Again, I can't remember how many hours into this fast, but I'm like 2.5 days into this fast. And I don't know if you guys can tell in video, but like I have no energy issues whatsoever. And even at day 5, I will have no energy issues. And it's not like I'm slowing down all that much. I'm still doing all the work that I normally do. And that's, I guess, another benefit that we could add to the benefits of fasting is you get way more energy. And I don't, just so you guys know, no caffeine. I am completely against caffeine or any sort of supplements like that. So like all this energy is just what my body naturally produces. And so hopefully that helps you guys out. And I'll include a link to the first video in the description down below if you want to see that, because these videos do kind of go hand in hand. And like I said in that video, my goal with this is hopefully someone watches this and they realize that they don't need to spend a ton of money on supplements. They don't need to spend a ton of money on crazy expensive workout programs, dietary program. I just hit my hand. And it doesn't even hurt. Dietary programs and all of that, that you can just do this stuff with these natural methods that people have been using for a really long time, and it can benefit your life massively. But like I said throughout the video, don't get obsessive about it. Just be level-headed with it, take it easy, and feel it out, right? It's not going to be easy, of course, but you also don't want to land yourself in the hospital or something like that because you just go hardcore too soon. I'll see you.